Thanks for coming in, Mary. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am from India. I have been told that I'm a disagreeable-looking child. I am curious and headstrong, and I've always been ill since I was born. When I was 10 years old, my parents and my nursemaid died after a sickness, and I was sent away.
I'm so sorry to hear that. What was it like having a nursemaid?
My nursemaid's name was Aya, and I am sad to say that when I was younger, I was not very nice to her. I would hit her when I would become angry. But as I grew older, I realized how much she cared for me. I would even sing her lullabies that she taught me to my new friend Colin.
Wow, that sounds so sad.
Yeah, it was kind of sad.
How did it feel being called Mistress Mary Quincherry?
I kind of deserve it. When I first arrived at my new home, I was very stubborn, angry, and argued a lot. Everyone even said I looked disagreeable. But as I gave others a chance, my heart for others grew, and I became less contrary.
Yeah, well, I gotten really annoyed if people kept on calling me that as well. So, Mary, was there anything interesting you found out while living in the moor?
Well, I found out that there was a secret garden that had been locked up for 10 whole years.
No way, that sounds so crazy. Wait, that means the garden has been locked up since you were born. Anything else you found out while living in the moor?
Yes, every night I heard this child crying. It was so hard for me to sleep at nights.
Did you ever figure out who was crying?
Yes, I did. It was this boy named Colin, and surprisingly, he's my cousin. He was really sick and was scared to get out of bed and walk, so he never went outdoors, and he constantly stayed in his room. Also, I met this boy named Dickon, and he's the gardener.
That's crazy. I heard from Colin that his dad locked up the garden for 10 whole years. Why was that?
The garden had been locked up ever since Colin's dad, Mr. Craven's wife, died. I found the key to the garden and went inside, and everything was dead inside. So me and my fellow friend Dickon replanted it all and brought it back to life. Then we convinced Colin to go to the garden, and a miracle happened right before our eyes.
What was that?
He stood up from his wheelchair with our help. Then we let go of him, and he remained standing on his own. And then he started running around, and we were amazed.
That's a miracle indeed. His father must have been so happy.
Colin's dad, Mr. Craven, ran out to the garden and saw Colin running around, and he was amazed indeed. So he unlocked the garden so that everyone could visit at any time.
What a fantastic story. So, Mary, what's next for you?
I look forward to growing up with my new family, Colin and Mr. Craven, and welcoming anyone who wishes to visit the garden. Hopefully this interview will cause our story to spread, and the garden will no longer be a secret anymore.
Thank you so much, Mary, for coming in today and sharing your story of courage and growth with us. Now, let's turn it over to Bob and hear the sad story about his family. To Bob and hear the story about his clown family. Bob.
Yes, it did. It was... Yes, I did. Mom, I was recording.
Shut up, we're recording.
We will cause our story to spread in the garden